The purpose of this video in the How to Buy a Computer series is to talk about all the plugs or ports that you will find on a computer you're going to buy, whether it be a desktop computer or a laptop computer. We'll start with the Universal Serial Bus ports, or USB for short. These are plugs that will be found on the computer that allow you to connect all kinds of external devices to the computer. A device is just another piece of hardware. Perhaps the most common use for a USB port is to connect, in the case of a desktop computer, a mouse, a keyboard, a printer, a scanner, any external devices that you may have. In a laptop computer, the keyboard and trackpad are already built into the computer, but you may wish to connect an external mouse and even perhaps an external keyboard, which is a nice thing to do with a laptop computer. So the number of ports or plugs that you have available on your computer may dictate which computer you wish to buy. Obviously, more ports is better than fewer ports, and a laptop computer, due to its physical size, oftentimes is limited to only 2 or 4 USB ports, whereas a desktop computer may contain from 4 to 8 ports. Another thing you should be aware of is that there is a newer standard of USB out that's called a USB 3 as compared to USB 2. If you look at the little plastic inside of a USB connector, USB 3 has a blue color to it as compared to a black or a white color for the older USB 2 technology. The main difference in USB 3 is that it is much faster. It's about 10 times faster. So in the case of connecting an external USB portable hard drive or a USB flash drive, something where data is transferred quickly, USB 3 is 10 times as fast. So USB 3 is much more desirable than USB 2. However, a lot of computers have a combination of both USB 3 and USB 2. The next type of port you should be aware of are the video ports. Those are the plugs that you use to connect external monitors to your device. So in the case of a desktop computer, you would definitely need to connect an external monitor or display to your computer. Today's current standard is called HDMI, High Definition Multimedia Interface, and it is the plug that is found in pretty much all equipment you see these days, and most of the monitors that you buy these days also have HDMI plugs available on them as well too. This is a nice plug because it can carry both sound and video in the same plug. But it's a nice, small, very durable plug. However, most laptops and desktop computers also have the older technology plugs available for them as well. VGA is the D-shaped 15-pin connector that can be found on many laptops and desktops. It's the oldest technology. However, it's still adequate, and it's just there so you can connect almost any kind of equipment to it. DVI, for Digital Visual Interface, is a in-between technology. It is digital, but we don't see a heck of a lot of them out there. So I think to make sure that you get a computer with an HDMI connection is important. However, if you have an older monitor that doesn't have HDMI, you may want to look for the DVI or the VGA, which stands for Video Graphics Array. Networking. Everybody wants their computer to get on the internet these days. So networking means to connect your desktop or laptop computer to the internet in your home. Pretty much all computers you get these days have wireless connectivity built into them. This means that there is no physical plug available to you, but it uses a transceiver built into the unit to transmit and receive information wirelessly with the internet. If you do not have wireless connectivity in your home, you want to make sure that the laptop or desktop still has a network plug that's available for it. That's an RJ45. They are much more secure and faster than wireless, but wireless for networking with the internet is more than sufficient. Other things you may want to consider on your laptop or desktop computer is, does it have what's called a card reader, more specifically an SD for secure digital card reader. Pretty much everyone uses a digital camera these days, and images are stored on a card called an SD card. By removing that card from your camera when you wish to copy the pictures onto your computer, you would then take it to your computer and plug it into an SD card reader. These are pretty much built into all desktop and laptop computers these days, but nonetheless have a look at it. Optical drives. These are the DVD, digital versatile disc, or even CDs, compact disc, which we're seeing less and less of. If you do have a collection of optical discs, you might want to make sure that you do have an optical drive on your desktop or your laptop computer you are buying. However, these are pretty much considered dinosaur technology these days, and modern laptops generally do not have an optical drive in them, although there still are a lot around. Most people are using USB flash drives rather than optical media to transfer information between computers. The other thing you may want to consider, especially in the case of a laptop, is does the laptop have a camera and a microphone built into it? These are useful if you wish to do video conferencing such as Skype. The built-in camera, which is usually on top of the screen on a laptop, will allow you to have a video conference with somebody, and next to the camera is usually a microphone that is built into the laptop as well that allows you to have the audio conference. Desktop computers generally do not have this as part of it because you have to connect an external monitor to it. And with desktop computer users, what they usually do is purchase a webcam. And this webcam would plug into one of the USB plugs on your computer, and the webcam takes care of the camera and the microphone capability that you're requiring for video conferencing. The other plugs you need to be aware of are audio plugs. These are generally small 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter plugs that you use to plug in a set of external speakers, a microphone, and even headphones. You can buy USB speakers, microphones, and headphones these days, which can use your USB ports. If you start to plug all of these things into your laptop or desktop, you can see why you need an awful lot of USB ports to be able to handle everything that you want to plug into your laptop or desktop. If you do not have enough USB ports, you can purchase what's called a USB hub, and that hub will allow you to plug into one USB port and then expand into 4 or more USB ports so you can plug this wide variety of things into your laptop or your desktop computer.